Okay, so let's take a look at the difference between our alternate exterior angles versus our supplementary angles when we have parallel lines cut by a transversal. Now, this was a really great question, especially considering our geometry test is coming up. So first thing we want to know is our parallel lines cut by a transversal. We can separate our angles into two categories: interior and exterior. The interior angles are going to be in here, okay, in between our two parallel lines. And that's true no matter the orientation of how it's set up. So even if we rotate it, the interior angles are still in between the two parallel lines. So those are going to be angles 3, angle 4, angle 5, and angle 6. Okay. Our exterior angles are going to be on the outside of our parallel lines. I think of those kind of as the free angles. They're unrestricted from the parallel lines. They're on the outside. And again, no matter how you rotate it, it's still on the exterior. So our exterior angles would be angles 1, 2, 7, and 8. So as we go to talk about alternate exterior angles, I see that word exterior. I know that's limiting the relationship to just those outside angles, just angles 1, 2, 7, and 8. And that's like a little copy error up here and there. So let's ignore that. So if we're looking at our alternate exterior angles, let's take a look at angle 1. Alternate, I like to think of that as opposite. Angle 1 is on the top of our exterior angles, and it's on the left of our transversal. So its alternate exterior angle pair is going to be the total opposite. It's going to be an angle that is on the bottom of our exterior. Oops, almost fell over there. And on the right of the transversal. So on the bottom, that makes 7 or 8. On the right, that's angle 7. Okay. And again, if we choose another angle, like let's say angle 8 is on the bottom and the left of our transversal. Its alternate exterior angle pair is going to be an exterior angle that is on the top and the right, the exact opposite. So that would be angle 2. Okay. So now talking about supplementary angles. Supplementary angles we can really see anywhere in math, not just in our parallel lines cut by transversal, but we do. And we want to remember that those supplementary angles add to 180. And we can see supplementary angles here in two ways. We can see adjacent supplementary angles, meaning they're next to each other and form a straight line. Okay? So if we look for those, I can see angle 1 and angle 2. They're adjacent, they share this common ray, and they form a straight line right there. Okay? Likewise, we could say angles 3 and 4 are also supplementary because they also are adjacent, they share a common ray, and create the straight line above. So they add to 180. We can see the angle relationships going along the transversal as well. Angle 7 and angle 6 are supplementary. They share a common ray, and they create the straight line of the transversal. There's a lot of supplementary angle pairs here, wherever you see them forming a straight line. So we could see angle 1 and 2, angle 1 and 4, angle 2 and 3, angle 3 and 4, angle 6 and 7, angle 6 and 5, angle 5 and 8, angle 7 and 8. Those will all be adjacent and supplementary. The cool relationship we have in our parallel lines cut by transversal is that angles, interior angles on the same side of the transversal are also supplementary. So angle 3 and angle 6 are going to be supplementary. And angle 4 and angle 5 are going to be supplementary. And I would say that's a little bit more of sort of a challenging relationship for 7th grade. Something more to worry about for 8th grade, not so much for 7th grade, but it's helpful to know that fact when we're solving problems with parallel lines cut by transversal with our algebra, okay? And the reason these are supplementary is if we think about it, okay? If we think about angle 3, right? You could probably tell pretty well that angle 3 is going to be supplementary with angle 2 because they make this straight line right here. So they'll add to 180. And then angle 2 and angle 6 are corresponding. So they are equal. So then angle 3 and angle 6 would also be supplementary. Okay? When asked about alternate exterior angle relationship pairs, we have to know the vocabulary and the relationship, sort of to know those exterior, left, right, top, bottom, opposites. But with supplementary, there's so many. I think really the greatest way to go about it is that beach ball method. So remember our beach ball method, we draw a circle around both vertexes and we color in our opposite shading to make it look like a beach ball. And I make it match with our other vertex. Okay? And we want to remember if you have the same shading, so 2 angles of the same shading, so they're both shaded in, that means their angles are equal. They're both not shaded, their angles are equal. But if we have opposite shading, so one angle is shaded, one is not, they're going to add to 180. They're going to be supplementary. So at a quick look, I can see all of that. 2 and 1, 3 and 6, 4 and 5, 8 and 7, 7 and 6. We can see all those quick relationships. Okay, so hope this helped. Feel free to ask more questions, and great job.